we come from.
Hold tight. I don't want to burn nothing
okay.
with you. I want it all to be.
Nah, cause books saved my life, bro. Like for real, like literally, figuratively, financially, mentally, spiritually, everything, bro.
Dog, I get that. The thing is this: it's not you, it's me. I'm not good at like hearing something again and then reacting naturally to it. It's so
just
I'm gonna want to know to hear that again, and if you tell me again, I'll be like, wow, that's crazy. And then everybody be like, he's bored.
Right.
And it's not that. It's just like, I heard it.
He and I do that all the time. All right. And everyone's good with water and everything. You got your snacks. And all right, cool. All right, I'm going to hit the bathroom, back, and we're going in like 2 minutes. Right back.
Well, now we can't talk about shit because fucking A, John. He be doing us dirty, man.
Oh, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
Oh, there was an article. And I was like, oh man, we need to have him on, man. We need to have this dude on. Man. So shout out to your publicist.
Appreciate it. It's Tess, man. It's everybody in the Long Beach Post really that covered me, like, cause my city really fuck with me, like from the streets to like the commercials, the corporate world, like for real. So I live like both sides of the coin.
You might want to invest in a publicist because you gotta look, man. I got my own reasons to want to fuck with you, but I feel like a lot of media would have like you're exactly what they're looking for as a story.
Right. You know what's so crazy though? Because like if you really from LA and you really know my story, like it's a lot of coincidence and deja vu's. Like you remember the movie Imperial Dreams?
I never saw that. No, I don't remember.
You remember
at all.
That fool?
When did it drop?
Yeah, you gotta see Imperial Dream.
It's like it dropped on to say 2018, between 2016 and 2018.
I stopped watching new movies.
But if
by
you
then.
check,
I'm old.
If you check that movie, like what it's about, and then you'll read my story, and then you'll check like the dates, the times, and everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm really grew up in both worlds from the 101 freeway to the hoods, you feel me? So a lot of these celebrities, and if you really do the research on me, like I grew up with the Eazy-E's, the Snoop Dogg's, the DCG's.
I did no research on you, bro. You could lie to me right now. I've done no fucking research. Sometimes I just like to know what a motherfucker does and then talk to them. I don't get to ask the deep questions, but I get to have a good conversation with somebody face value and just go from there. It's a different technique, but
so let me ask you this: you know who Jaquavis Coleman is? The famous New York Times best-selling book, The Cartel series.
Nope. I know Donald Goins.
He redid his stuff. He redid his book. He's like
he redid Donald Goins' book.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, all right. No, I don't know that.
He's like Jaquavis Coleman is like the Jay-Z of the book game, and that's like my big bro.
Yeah.
Like he put me on in many ways, so I always have to give respect to him.
That's cool, man. Like, yeah, I think you should be on NPR and shit like that, selling your book out to liberal Caucasians.
Bro,
that's where the
you know, so crazy.
Bro, honestly, you want to make money?
How you said that, bro? How you said that?
Yeah,
you'll be so like you gotta do your research. You'll be surprised, like bro,
I ain't done bullshit because I
got books in Africa, China. I got books in Europe. I got books in Russia, Canada. Like, bro, like,
I'm just saying. I want to see. I want to hear interviews with you on NPR,
streets,
man.
The real media don't like to put the spotlight on like excellence. You feel me? Coming from you.
No, they do.
All right,
no, they do.
Just
get you a better publicist.
5 seconds.
I swear to God, I know liberals. They would come for you, bro.
Here we go. Hang on.
Shade 45, we've got ourselves a publisher. We got ourselves an author. We got ourselves a man of many. Actually, Stanley James, you do a little bit of everything, huh, man?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, man. I wear a couple hats.
The hat we're going to talk about is you're a publisher and a writer of books. What'd you start though, Stan?
I have to go all the way back. When I started,
Let's go back. I'll cut you off. If
I have to
pushing.
take it all the way back to growing up in the church. Like I always was a fan of poetry. I grew up in the church, so we had to recite poems for the Christmas, for Easter, and all that. So I always been a fan of literature. I always been a fan of poems, like Paul Laurence Dunbar, Langston Hughes. It's a couple of poets like Toni Morrison. These are the people that inspired me. So I always been into poetry. But writing like short stories, I started with short stories in middle school. So like I always been fascinated with telling a story because I used to rap. So
What type of short stories did you do? Like, would you write fictional short stories, or would they be more like essays about your life?
both. We had like
No
both.
shit.
Like I'll do essays and I'll write history and then I'll write like fictional stories about where I grew up at and stuff. So
That's
like,
cool as hell,
all,
man.
all genres.
I feel like writing fiction is so fucking hard, man.
Nah,
It's
you know,
so-
it's so crazy. Like everybody, fiction is like least is my like fiction. When I write fiction, is easy to me, but it's not
Why
my
is that?
favorite because I like the
I can't
stories I
come up with
tell is
shit.
like I live and it's like I see every day. So it's not hard to really tell a story that my friends and family that goes through. You know, so
Okay.
but fiction is not even my favorite. You know, what's my favorite genre? Westerns. I'm a Western guy.
I fucking bro. Are you kidding me,
I'm
man?
dead ass. I grew up on
I
Westerns.
fucking love westerns,
I grew up
man.
on West. You know, it was like you seen the movie Juice?
Lonesome Dove is my shit. My man.
Rifleman. It's a gangster. My pops
Yo.
like pops put me on that. Like
I
I grew
mean-
up like Juice. If you watch Juice, how Tupac took care
Yeah.
of his dad, and he's always sitting at the table. Sitting at the chair watching the old westerns. That's how I grew up.
Cagney, James Cagney, all them old
Right.
ass westerns. It's funny that you say that shit. Like with the old westerns, between the old westerns and the pulp fiction writers, like the crime writers from back in the day, probably like 20-30% of the movies we love are just remakes of these fucking books, bro.
Right. That's all it is. If you really deep down, every movie really comes from a story. Every movie. It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be like one of them lotto movies where it's just pure imagination. But every book came from every movie came from a screenplay, came from a
So
book.
I think you know what for me, like the appeal of the Western is like that was like before the gangster shit, you know what I mean?
right.
It's like you out here on your own.
Right.
It's like we all got
The Wild
rules
Wild
and
West.
regulations, but there's still rules and regulations, right? Like, all right, man, you do this, you violate, I'm gonna have to kill
Right.
you.
The only thing funny is though you never see them reload. That shit just
Oh.
be funny to me. I ain't never
they-
seen in a Western movie where they
You know what?
reloaded.
My dad be ruining that shit for me too. He'd be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? He just shot fucking 27 bullets and
Right.
he never reloaded." I was like, I know, Pop, but like,
For real, like that.
yeah,
That's a six shotter.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and also that you can't jump off a cliff with a horse neither, Pop. So like, do we really want to pick everything apart?
Right. I love
But
it.
no,
though,
I think people that come from gun shit, it irritates the fuck out of them when they don't reload.
right. That irritates the fuck out of me. But it's funny. It's comical. Like in the West.
Yo, you know, I'm a druggie, and like whenever people show like the drug experience on movies, I'm like, that's a bullshit ass ketamine. That motherfucker, that ain't no K-Ho. What the fuck ass K-Ho is that? That don't happen. I get mad. So I think anybody that has a certain passion about something.
Right. Because you'll critique it. If you're really passionate about it, you know you're gonna critique it from the top to the bottom.
So when did you start like writing professionally, and what pushed you to go that way?
Professionally, I want to say like I knew I wanted to write professionally probably like my senior year.
No shit.
I was in English class. Like
Yeah.
to be honest, I didn't even really like. And when I say write professionally, like I didn't even grow up expecting to be a writer, bro. Like everybody knows me. I did not expect to write books or be a publisher. I want to be a rapper or entertainer, someone just to help people. So, but for sure, I want to be a gangster. But it was my 12th grade year on the same, like I had a Bible literature class, and I always shout out like he's the one that really exposed my writing from other races. I could say like, damn, someone really sees something in my writing. It was Bible lit
Yeah.
class. So that's when I really started taking it serious. Like, okay, I know I could write. So let me just, and then I was going through jail, going through everything. But while I was in jail, I was writing. I was writing poetry and
Yeah.
short little stories for my other inmates. Like, you know, when
Was
they
you
shipped
locked
to the
up
girls.
for a while, or like, how long was your? How long were you
It
in there
wasn't a
for?
while. It was like I want to say I spent from 18 to about 26 in and out of jail like every year. So I can't never say like I went to the penitentiary and
You
sat
weren't,
down.
like, straight-
Every year I was going to the county jail.
They were like, did they give you your own spot? They're like, hey,
Yeah,
he's back.
yeah,
He's back again.
yeah. Niggas was like, damn, man, like 8 months, you out and you come right back. But I was writing for all them, and then like a lot of people, like when you start getting to like 10, 15 inmates, like, bro, can you write this little short song or write a poetry for my girl? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, because when I was going in for drugs. So like everybody
Right.
know I was a hustler. So
Hmm.
so like this time I just had my son. If you read like my first story, which is loosely based on my life, the bus live by the gun, die by the gun, you
Yeah.
will understand. Like I just had my son. I'm going through it. Okay, I know how to get money illegally. So let me try to do something positive. So I, like all the inmates, like, bro, you got something with your writing. So when I got out, if you know about chapbooks, a chapbook is just like 10 pages just stapled together, like glued together. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
So I wrote short stories and poems, and for like 2 years, I ran it up on the same way I was running, like running the blocks with the dope. I'm running it with the books. So I got the attention of Terry Roden from No Breaks Publishing. He's like one of the main black book
Yeah.
publishers out here. So he's
Yeah.
like, damn, if you doing it like that, running it up with a bag off of like poetry chapbooks, and that's not even a full length book, you know. So like, so let me just, and he was like, the reason why I respect Terry so
Who's-
much.
Let me stop you. Who's your main clientele? So you're making the books yourself and you're selling them to people. Are you
Right.
who's interested in the books? Who's buying them? Is
Shit,
it
well,
ladies?
I'm
Is it
standing out.
men? Is it a little
You,
bit of
you can check
everybody?
my profile. I'm standing outside. I'm setting up the same way I go to the corners and just blend in with everybody. I got everybody passing, walking by. Whoop whoop. That's
Yeah.
the same way. I'm on the corner with the book. Hey, they're like, damn, you don't got the dub, you don't got a 50, you don't got a grand. I got books. I got a book in the
I'd have
shirt.
been pissed off if I was a junkie. I'd be like, what? A book? I can't
Hey,
smoke that. But
See,
you
but
fu-
they
you're
respected it
getting-
because I really grew up there. Like I
Yeah.
really grew up there. So it's
well, they
like,
see you trying to. They see you trying to like get it in the
Right.
hood and leave up out of there, man.
right. I mean,
I wouldn't
it
be mad
wasn't
at
so
that.
much leave up out of there at that
Or not.
moment. It's just I can't go back to jail, and I got a son for real. I just can't go back to jail. So,
How is it better for me to say is try to get rid of some of the behavior that could be bad for you? Is that
right? Because at that
something
time,
like
it
that.
wasn't like I'm trying to leave. I'm just trying to get money legitimately. I'm tired of going to jail, and I want
Yeah.
to, you know.
No,
So,
I'm all the way with you. I just misworded that, or I worded it in a way that could be confusing. But what I meant was like just get straight, and not be out here
right.
doing something. And actually,
Right.
when you're selling books, you're being creative too, man.
Police rolling up on me. Get tired of police rolling up on me, saying my name over their PA speaker, embarrassing me in front of the whole neighborhood. You know, you get tired of that after a while, and then after a certain age, you just grow up. So now, when they pull up on me, when they pull up beside my car or pull up on me while I'm walking to the store or anything, like, oh, we see you on YouTube, million views. We see you doing
I mean,
books. We see you.
Let me ask you this, Stanley. You've been arrested. You was in and out of jail for like a billion times. Like you really were fucking embarrassed by the 50th time that they shouted you out with that thing.
Bro, that it's embarrassing, bro. Like when you got like
No shit.
like when you got elder people and kids and like, cause the police in Long Beach and Compton, they'll try to humiliate you. You feel me? Especially if they know like
I
you
kinda
a high
don't blame
reputable
them.
in a gang file. So
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them. They doing their job.
Yeah.
They know I don't have nothing against the police. Everybody
Yeah.
got a job to do. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like it just showed me like, damn. So if they humiliate me and like put me out there in a negative way to the world, let me show
right.
them do something. Let me flip the script.
One could even argue though, if you feel humiliated for that, and you're doing something you're not proud of.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I wasn't proud of it.
Well,
Is
then-
what I had to do, I had to do. And it wasn't like my story, it wasn't like everyone else. Like I just
Yeah.
was selling drugs just to go buy shoes or to look cool. That wasn't my case. Like I really didn't really have nothing, or you know, it was just
Yeah.
me and my two sisters at the time. So,
No shit. That's a lot of pressure, bro.
and I'm the youngest. So like, and I always had that upbringing, like you always have to have money in your pocket. So it was like I have to take care of myself and the family, being the only boy in my family. So
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that's a lot of pressure, but I bet you that helped you be able to.
it did
do
it,
the-
and that's why I love. Like I can't never knock my past or history because it built me and turned me who
No.
I am. I'm like I just traded in the how I used the dope game to how I had 7 to 10 trap houses all in my neighborhood. How I had runners, how I had lookouts, everybody. I
Yeah.
just really transitioned it into bookstores, into publicists. Like I go
Well,
look out.
it's running small businesses, bro. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you got to be organized. You got to do this. Well, if you're you know, if
Right,
you're
right,
decent
yeah,
at it,
we,
you got to
was
be
decent. Like
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
read
be
my story, we
organized
was
and all that
decent.
shit.
We was decent.
It's I want to ask you about because I wrote a book too, man, and it was daunting. Like just the publishing shit, like the publishing part was daunting as hell to me.
And
man.
that's why
how'd you
that-
approach that?
That's a good question because, like, you know, that's what everybody asks me. Like, I'm just like everybody, bro. I don't have no college education, bro. I stopped math at geometry. Really stopped going to school in 10th grade. So, like, when I come to the publishing, that's how I always shout out Terry Roden, like, who always.
So he schooled you.
He's the first one that ever gave me a chance. He seen me hustling. Is like, bro, you really out here making a noise with fucking chapbooks. If you know what a chapbook is, like, that's amazing to accomplish the things that I accomplished with a chapbook. Like selling damn near $30,000 just in chapbooks. So,
dog, that's crazy, man.
so when he seen that, he was like, bro, I want you to rock with the team. Like, and I always give him respect because he gave me the, like, I always been independent. I always have my own money. He's like, bro, instead of signing you to, like, as an author under my company, I want to sign you to a joint book deal where I just teach you the game and it's on you. You're gonna put your own money up, bro. You're gonna put your own money up and you just gonna run it up on you. So we came out with the book, The Bus, Live by the Gun, Die by the Gun. And at that time when I was going through the worst of the worst, I just had my son, 3 of my best friends been murdered. You feel me? Facing life. So, like, I'm going through the worst. I'm thinking I'm on the run. Whoop, whoop. So he gave me the shot, and then, like, within the first 3 months, I swear to God, it was 50,000 in sales already. So then once I started,
like, let me stop you right there. For people that don't understand, 50,000 in sales.
We ran it
incredibly hard, dog.
in 3 months.
That is fucking
but
phenomenal,
I always
dog.
respect Terry because he runs his shit like, bro, like a tight ship. Like, we running like how Death Row was back in the 90s. That's who he was. We had every book expo, no matter whose it is. We had every books festival, and then I always laugh at Terry because he's the type, like, you see how these chairs is right here? For our section, we don't do no chairs, homie. You can't have there ain't no sitting down.
Because they want you to stand up. That's high energy, bro.
Right. So that's why I always respect him for that. And then, so I learned the game. Like, I started making connections. I'm with the top dogs now. I'm like having the top dogs as my mentor. I always got to shout out the J.M. Benjamins, the Jaquavis Colemans, the Silk Whites, the Al Sadiq Banks. You know
what, man? I'm gonna be. It's such a blessing for you to have mentors, man, because so many of us don't, and for you to be able to get knowledge from cats that really have been through it.
Because they see my grind, and I always tell everybody, like, I'm a hustler. I'm not gonna ever say I want to be the best author, the best publisher, the best. I just want to be the best at what I do and that's a hustler. I just want to hustle to the top. I'm not never going to sit up here and knock no other body. I don't want to be the best. I just want to be the best at what I do is hustling and putting people on. So I just really want to go back to, like, how after Terry. So after the No Breaks, after that book, I started my own publishing company.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the pandemic, which is called Gang Tales, because I always had it where I want to put people on the same way that the mentors put me on. So then I linked up with one of the best writers, like, based out of New Jersey, Keisha Williams. We co-wrote True to the Streets. And I dropped that independently, one of the first books under my company, which sold 50,000 in a licensing deal that I got through Jaquavis Coleman, excuse me. That's big bro. So he gave me the alley-oop, and he's one of he's like the Jay-Z of the book game. Jaquavis Coleman and Ashley Antoinette, that's family. Like, we locked in for life. They gave me so many opportunities. We just filmed a short film with Jason Mitchell. Bart.
Bro, let me cut you off and get more story, because the names don't mean as much to me as the story. You know what I mean? Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the other reason why I want to talk to you, because there's an absence of street shit being written about in a real way compared to the 70s, the 80s. Like,
it was a gap. If you know,
a huge gap. It was a huge gap. Like, like Eldridge Cleaver.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. All these people, like, these are Eldridge Cleavers, and that's why I'm trying to give you the game. All these people that you're saying was the 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s and 90s, it was a gap.
That's what I'm saying.
Going into 96, the gap, the field in the 96 is the Omar Tyrese, the Terry McMillans, the Jaquavis
But they're not crossing
Coleman.
over like that.
They crossed over, bro. Jaquavis Coleman is one of the only black males in urban fiction that made New York best time selling. And if you know about New York Times bestsellers, there's about 88 only African Americans on that list.
All right, man. Sweet. That's great. Awesome. I'm all right. Great. All
Nah,
right.
that's big, bro.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big in the world, bro. Like in the
But-
music game, that's big. That's the
I
Grammy.
understand that, but there's just a lack of reading, and a lot of people that listen to the show. When I sold the book, they were like, I haven't bought a book in fucking forever.
Look,
So
and
I
I
was
just want
just
to tell you
like,
this,
yo,
and I just
man.
want to tell you this because that's a
Yeah,
big,
okay.
like, I'm not going to sit up here and go back and forth with that because that is a large misconception about that, especially with men. Men read, bro. A lot of people read. It's just they don't read how I want to say it. They don't read. Probably not urban fiction, but if you go to people's house, they got self-help books, they got health books, they got cookbooks. Urban fiction is probably on the lower end of the spectrum, but people
right.
read, bro. You go to jail when people like I go to jail and all that.
Yeah,
What you think they
people
read?
in
They read
jail read.
magazines.
They read in jail.
But outside they got audio books, which is the number one
That's
thing
not
right
reading.
now. That is.
That's not reading.
Reading,
no,
hearing,
because, no,
saying?
no. Because this is
You talking about
it's not-
actual physical book?
I'm talking
like-
about reading because when you read, the way you take in information is not passively. You are. When I get an audiobook, I lay back and I listen. By reading, I have to read the words,
Right.
I have to process them myself, and I have to come up
Visualize
with it. It works a different part of your brain.
Right. I agree with you.
So
that.
it's like I listen to audiobooks, but and I'm getting a story, but I'm not breaking it down, and it's not going to soak in. It doesn't stick with me.
The
way a book
audiobooks
does.
to me, I feel like audiobooks is really good for like self-help and like the
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, that kind, not for no like urban fiction or like just fiction. That for me how I take, but everybody's different.
And I agree with you. And shit, I didn't read. I didn't read. I didn't read for like a year or two, bro. And I was afraid I wasn't gonna know how to read again, man. I was afraid I wasn't gonna know how to read again because all I was doing was just passive. Like shit,
Right.
bro. You ain't read in a
Do
minute.
you read Instagram articles like the little paragraphs and everything is reading is just the choice of what you reading to me.
Truly, I agree, but I think there is something to reading a book that's different than an article, and a lot of people don't
Right.
even read the whole article. They
Right.
read the first two paragraphs.
I-
So
I hear where you
there's
come
more
from.
of there's a real commitment, man. And if you're not locked up,
Those
because
is
you don't
the
got a bunch of
intellectual minds, though.
options. Yeah, but like we got people that are busy, so they.
A lot of
the-
the busiest people I know, they force themselves at least 3 to 2 hours out the day. So
You're right. A lot of the most high functioning people are
Right.
voracious readers.
right, like
Like-
I've been on both sides, especially like I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because like, I got I've been in many houses with no books.
Right,
Like I've been in many a house with not a fucking book in sight, man. So
and not to just judge or like put a perspective on anyone, but are they different than people that read?
yeah, if you read, you teach yourself how to break down info in a different way. You just do. I felt I was even by reading it made me a better writer.
Right,
Like I don't think I'd have, because I was like, bro, I was in the English class with helmets. They had helmets in that bitch, straight up, man, like
Right.
straight fucking slow. And by making I had a reading disability. I didn't even know that shit, but by
Right.
making myself read, it helped me write better. And I don't know about you, I was fucking
yeah.
you had a bunch of people on your side. I was afraid to write. I was
I
like,
didn't
oh
get-
man, these cats.
I
ain't
didn't
gonna like
get I didn't get all these people on my side until like
it until
recently.
you did it.
like recently. Keep it
Okay.
100. When I first started, and that's why my story's so cool. And I always bring that up. When I first started, it was only 4 to 5 people that believed in me, on God in heaven, and they
I believe
and
that.
they got a percentage of the company. Everybody
I
else
believe
was like,
that.
"Oh, this nigga, okay, pass the weed to Cud, or give Cud a drink.
Mhm.
He ain't serious about writing this book." I'm here now, though.
Yo, because like how many motherfuckers especially you're a writer, how many motherfuckers oh man, I'm about to write me a book
And
too,
it's
and you're
just-
like, okay,
oh, yeah.
sweet.
No,
Yeah, do
no,
that
no,
shit.
no.
Good luck.
I tell everybody the real. Like everybody tells me, "Oh, can you help me write a book?" Or I want to write a book. Like, bro, just my only advice is just sit down and write it, bro. Everybody be like, "I want to write a book," thinking you're gonna write a book in 1 or 2 days.
No.
It don't work like that for everybody.
No.
How I wrote my books, I write 4 sentences to either a paragraph to 4 paragraphs a day, containing 4 to 6 sentences every day.
Okay. So
do
do
that
you
for
have
6 months, put it all
Yeah.
together.
That's what I was gonna say. Like for me, for instance, when I'm in book writing mode, I make myself write for an hour every morning. And even if I got mental block, I'll go back and edit the shit
Right.
just to make sure I'm doing something.
Right.
So what was your routine? Did you have a time, or
That
how'd that
was-
go?
Well, for 'cause all my books was different. The very first
Okay.
book I wrote that in about 4 to 5 months, but I was writing every day because I was really going through it. Like I thought,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, I was on a run. I thought I was on a run. I lost damn near all the people I was hanging with.
Mm.
So like that book just flowed natural. Like,
That was almost like a therapy or cathartic
Right,
thing
right,
for you to
right,
be getting
right,
some of this shit out
right,
on.
right.
And I
And then-
imagine since you're doing it in fiction, you can really say some things and put it on another person, so on a fictional character,
Right.
so you can get your things out and you're a
Right.
bit more protected.
Right. But
That's-
certain, the book process is different, bro. Like
Yeah.
for my first book, it took me 4 to 6 months. For like this last book I'm on, it's damn near taking me 2 years to keep it 100. Like it's all about like
No.
the message, because
Yeah.
like every book I have is some history I put in and a
Mhm.
message.
Yeah.
So it depends. And I got colleagues that could write. They drop a book every month. So it's
I
like
know.
everybody's writing process is different, you know, because people got kids, family, jobs, just life going on. So
I always think it's like with that book shit, it's like, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time?
I just tell
You
people, if
just
you could
gotta
write a
start
rap,
eating.
if you could write a rap which contains what 2 16s, a bridge, and a hook. If you could do
Yeah.
all that, then you could write a book, bro.
What are 888-742-3345? I'm sure a bunch of people got questions for you. What about story wise? How do you know what to keep in, what to get rid of, what's important, what's not important?
Really the message and what I'm trying to like. When I write, I quote James Patterson when I write. Like I visualize myself on the other side when I'm writing, they reading it. So like when I write, I read it.
Okay.
I'm like, do I got the message that I'm trying to relay in the
Yeah.
book? If it's not there, then we have to go. But it's always a message. So I always reread it. First message, feelings, and then the visualize. They could visualize it. So
That's awesome. It's funny. I'm asking you these questions because it's probably natural to you, but for a lot of cats out there that want to start that, these are things these are things to consider.
just start. And then a lot of people be like, I need a computer. You don't need none of that, bro. When I first wrote my first book, I wrote it on the phone. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally in my notes. And then the second book, I got one of them cheap Chromebooks from Best Buy, like $300-400.
Yeah.
But literally just write. Like just even if you don't have that, they got apps and programs where you could talk and it will write it for you. So if you really want to do it, you just discipline, patience, pretty much.
What are some books? Give me a list of books too for cats to check out. Just so, even though everybody's reading, for the ones that aren't reading, what are some of the books that they should peep, man?
True to the Streets. I really pride in that one. That's one of my favorites because I got like a big licensing deal overseas with that one through Jaquavis Coleman, the New York Times bestseller. So that's one of the best ones with Keisha Williams. Please shout out her.
Yep.
Another book is Project Baby. That's a big seller on my on the company. Project Baby, written by Trayvon Edwards. He's actual op, as you would say in the street world. Like when I started my publishing company, my goal was to get people off the streets that's like me. You feel me? That wanted like from the gang life to the prostitution life to the mafia life, pretty much the street life, that really want to tell their story and give back to their community and put their people on. So I so happened to link up with Trayvon Edwards, which he's from 20 Crip. I got a lot of like little flack about it, but a lot of people didn't really
Why is that?
understand it.
Why? Because I don't know your background, so why would you get flack over?
Because I'm from Four
dealing with-
Corner Block Crip. I'm from the north side. And,
Okay.
like one of our main rivals is 20 Crip. So
Oh,
right. So then like we had our back and forth prior before like we linked up with the book shit. So I already knew what type of body he had, no pause. So like I already knew like what kind of, you know. So
no
then,
homo.
So then once
Pro
he
homo.
got out the pen, he started pushing his books like the same way, like, you know.
Yeah.
So and then if you know about like Los Angeles, there's not a spotlight on black books, on urban fiction. There's none. When you think of books, you only think about the East Coast, Midwest, and down south. So when I'm starting my publishing company, like I'm getting all these people, I'm gonna build a team up like Master P, No Limit, whatever.
Yeah.
So then me and Trayvon, like, bro, it took about 6 to 8 months to get that deal done. Like he thought I was trying to like backdoor him, like line him up. So like we going through no games, like, bro, I see you hustling your books, bro. Like,
Right.
I'm in a position that like I'm in a position where like I could really change some shit, bro. I'm growing up. I'm past like the, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying to
beyond
take
this
care of
shit.
it. So then, like for the 6-8 months, he kept like, bro, what's up? Like, no, I ain't meeting you. No, I ain't like, you know, leaving me on scene. I'm like, bro, I got a check for you. Like for
Yeah.
real. Like, left me for
How
like
did he finally break down and y'all meet up, man? Because
I sent that check.
They were okay. So he was like, okay.
And once I sent that check, you're like, all right, boo, let me call him now. Like, so then we just knocked out Project, baby. ABC7 picked it up and it just went viral, bro. And just like, my thing is like books could really bridge people together if you really making money positively, legitimately. And I'm not saying to denounce nobody or like, you know, calling them like deterring them. If I could put you in a position to help and inspire people, bro, I'm all in. So that's like we went viral.
You know what? I it's funny, man. I like to read fiction myself, and sometimes I learn more about myself and other people through reading fiction than nonfiction, because you just see a person's philosophy, or that you see a behavior pattern in a fictional character that you might be doing,
Right.
and you're like, damn, I don't like that in that person, and why am I doing that? Or is that, or even that's somebody I aspire to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so I think there's so much to reading, and you can learn just as much from fiction as from nonfiction.
Right.
Who we got on the phone? 888-742-3345.
Got Marcus out of Austin, Texas.
Hey,
Austin,
Marcus.
Texas.
Stanley James.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
What's going
Tell me.
on, player?
Yeah. So I just want to shout out I love the fact that you're out there writing books and helping people publish books. Definitely coming from the street life to making some positive money in the real life. I mean, in a legit way. So I have a comment and a question real quick. So what I wanted to talk about is learning, how you learn. And Jude was just talking about how people learn. Different people learn different ways. So some people are like auditory learners, so they're gonna learn from an audiobook. Some people might be dyslexic or whatever, and they can't read a regular book. Some people might have ADD like me. I can't read a regular book, so I have to take it in through audiobook. So I want to encourage everybody to figure out how they learn the best, because that can turn people off from taking in any kind of information. So I just want to know, have you guys ever like studied like how do you learn the best, and what kind of ways can people find out how they learn the best? That's my question.
That's a really thing.
That's the best. Life is like trial and error is the best experience.
And like
no one
here,
really tell you like until you try it for yourself. I mean, you could look and like see where it went wrong and try to like maneuver around it, but everybody walks is different. Like for me, when I listen to audiobooks, it's self-help, like the help kind, you know. But for everything else, like fiction, book, science, book, I gotta physically read it to understand it.
This is what I understand. If you got ADD, I don't know how you do the audiobooks, because fuck me, man. Sometimes I'll be listening and I'll look at the curtain and zone out. Why I do this?
I be having
why I do
ADD
that?
too, bro. Like, 'cause I could watch TV, I could watch the basketball game, I could write, I could take care of my I don't know. I think I can multitask, so I don't know.
I've missed a lot of parts of my stories listening to audiobooks, and I love audiobooks, man. I ain't gonna bullshit you, man. I listen to them all the time. But yeah, and here's the deal. If you're dyslexic, my cousin is, you know what he had to do? He just flipped the book upside down and read that bitch. He just, real talk, man.
That's a skill. That's kind of.
Well, it was easier for him to read upside down because everything was backwards, right? So he just, boom. So at least it was going the right way on how he was taught. And there's ways around. I think education's getting better at teaching people that are dyslexic how to read better. And here's something else about dyslexic cats. There's a drummer in this group, Fleetwood Mac, and they're a huge group. And part of the reason he drums a certain way is because he is dyslexic. So everything that looks like it's a fucking knock against you can also be a superpower if you take that
Right.
bitch and go
Right.
with it.
Right.
I read slow, right? I read one word at a time. I cannot. I don't know how people. I'm like, I read it like I'm talking real slow, and that's one of the reasons why I was in the class with the helmets. But when I wrote the book, that helped me out because I was like, I wrote it like that, so I made sure every single word was good. You know, I made
Right.
sure every word was tight because I'm special.
Right.
I'm special ed, and that helps. So don't let some of that shit stop you from doing anything. It's all
Right.
will.
Right. I'm the type I'll reread a book. I could read the same book 10 times and learn something new each time I read it. So that's the type I am.
Yeah, you're totally right. It's like some shit
Like,
you
damn,
miss.
I missed that? I read this
Yeah.
shit 4 times and I missed that one?
And then also you grow too, right? So you
Right.
got all these life experiences. Now you
Right.
read that sentence, you're like, oh
Right.
fuck, it
It's
hits
always
a
two
whole
sides of the coin.
yeah, right. It hits a whole different way. 888-742-3345.
We've got where is it? Poetic Khalil out of Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Poetic Khalil, Milwaukee.
Yes, sir. How you doing, boss?
You got
Yes,
it. You
I was
got it.
calling.
Stanley James.
I was got similar techniques in regards to what you guys are just talking about, and I was wondering, what would be the best time of the day to actually get away and write for?
Oh,
In the
Right.
I know
no
what you're gonna
time.
say, Stanley.
There ain't no
Yeah,
time, bro.
And I got an idea.
For me, whenever it hits you, bro, you could be on a plane and then something just hit you. Whenever it hit you, bro, there ain't really no time. Like a lot of people be like, when you be reading these certain articles and stuff, like they wake up at
Okay.
4 or 5 and like that's for
Yeah.
them because most times when they do that 3, 4, 5 in the morning because they got to be at work at 8 or 7,
Yeah.
you know. Some people might
I
write
find my
at
mind
11,
is
10.
fresher in the morning time. Yeah.
Right. So it just
Right
depends,
before
like
I-
whenever it hits you, bro.
I had to write in the morning just to make sure I did it because I know that I might fuck off because I'm
Right.
I know myself and I know that I might fuck off and not do it later
See,
on in the day. So I
it
make
just
sure I
depends
did
on
it.
You wanna
everybody's
get it out
programs.
as soon as it comes to your mind, you want to get it out on
But
paper. So that
a
you
lot of people
don't
that's
lose
like
it.
professionally in it, like now that I got time and this is solely my whole 9 to 5 pretty much, like I write 2 times in a day now. Like I'll write like in the morning between 7 and 8, like 1 or 2 hours, and then right
Right,
before I go to
right.
sleep. But everybody be having different rituals. When I write, I got tea and I put all my chains on. Like literally.
I released a book
That's
called
dope.
Poetic Khalil.
Yeah.
Called Thug Poetry, Life and Poetry by Poetic Khalil.
Yeah.
And it's right now it's a series, but I only got one book done because of the time that I found to actually focus on the second book and get it done. It's always something popping up that's distracting me from
That's
getting
life.
it done.
And that's
Well,
where
I-
I say it goes into discipline, sacrifices, and passion. Like
it's choices, bro.
everybody go through life, bro. Everybody,
Mhm.
bro. So like, if you really want it that bad enough, you will go.
You'll do it.
You will make time. Sacrifice. Something's got to be sacrificed in life.
Yeah, it's all about what you want to do the most. Everything's a trade-off.
Right.
But the other thing I was gonna say too is like I looked at it as like exercise. Like so, I wanted to get like it was like going to the gym or
It's-
some shit.
I know a lot of people think just like you, bro. Like,
Yo,
for real.
But then here's the ill shit is I had to get out the way, and then so many times it'd be like 5, 6 o'clock, or later on in the day, I'm like, oh shit, I can add this to it, I can add that to it. So some of my
Right.
best shit is not even written that part of
Right.
the day. It's later on in the day once I'm building off of it. Because once you put it on paper, I wonder if you're the same way, Stanley. You're thinking about that shit. You're like, oh, this would be dope, or how can I do that? It's like it's in your brain. You're still
Right.
working on it.
Right. I it's the same way, bro. I'll write it down. Like I said, I write 2 times nowadays since
Yeah.
it's really taking over like all my time. In the morning is at my best, put all my chains and I got my tea. In the afternoon is when I'm like, because I got the whole day to like, think about and recollect of everything I wrote. So by the night, like I'll scratch all this pair, like, nah, that ain't, or let me add like, nah, something just, so it's all about like just how you got to set up a routine, bro. Like the same way people go to work, this book shit is a job, fool. And I tell this ain't for the weak and this ain't for the timid. Like this shit is a real job. You got to come in this motherfucker with your chin up, chest out, especially being a black author, bro.
The other thing too is like, man, anytime you make art, you can have it one way, but you cannot control how people are going to take it.
It's always two sides of the coin. That's one of my
man.
friends, bro. Everybody got different perspectives. Everybody walk different.
Yeah.
Like he could see this picture in his and he could explain it, and I could see the same picture and explain it in a whole different way. So it's everybody see things different.
And I think a lot of people don't want to be criticized, and they're, it's tough, man.
But
When you're putting your heart on the page, so you have to be. Have to be able to. Well, I'm gonna take it beyond that's life. It's you got to be able to accept that other people.
Bro, when I first started, like I said, the whole hood support me when I'm on gang shit. Yeah, the whole world support me when I'm on gang shit. When I got out of jail, when I told these people, bro, invest in me, just give me $100. Let me see everybody. The same way everybody gave me $100 and $200 for dope. The same way only 4 to 5 people believed in me. And I'm coming in as independent. I didn't have no big attachment. I didn't have who is this small kid? Who is this small black kid coming with no college degree, no journalism degree, no. So then once they started seeing me, okay, this nigga treating this shit like a job, bro. Like nigga, and he going hard, and he's how many no's, how many times I went to these publishers in Hollywood and all that, and how many bookstores to turn me around at first. So when they started seeing me, over the years, now this nigga just selling chapbooks. Oh, now this nigga is getting $5 to $10 each book. Oh, now this nigga getting checks. Oh, now this nigga getting wires. Okay, let's figure out. Let's see what he talking about, bro. Well, you gonna walk through the fire, bro.
And he was talking about not going to college and being a street dude and not having all that shit. And until you practice it, sometimes that looks like it's a bad thing. But everything you just said added to your voice. If you would have went to college, you wouldn't have sounded the same, bro. Right. It would have affected you, man.
Right.
And my thing is, there's
I don't knock it.
Well, don't knock what you're doing or college.
College. I don't knock college. I wanted to go to college, but it was just.
I understand that, but like this is what I'm gonna say is like there's just not enough non-college educated writers out there. So
there is.
Not enough.
There is. They just don't get the spotlight.
Not enough.
We just don't got the spotlight.
All right, but there's tons. We should have more.
Right.
Is that fair, Stanley?
That's fair, bro.
I'd love to.
That's fair.
Like,
I'll be outside, man. There's a lot of writers.
I know, but like, but are they in the bookstores? Are they being featured? Are they getting the shine? You just said you don't get the shine you deserve.
No.
Then when I agree with you, you say there is. It's like, which one do you want?
No. It's starting to get a shine now. It's starting to get a shine now. In the last 5 years, and I said this now,
you will
see more black entertainers, more black street people. And I'm talking about LA. Right. I'm not talking about around the world. In LA. You could go from Crenshaw all the way down to San Pedro. There is people out there selling books, just like how they selling tamales, all that, bro. It's just we don't got the spotlight as big as the East Coast. A lot of people out here can't even name 5 writers from LA.
No, I agree with you. But this is the other thing I was going to say as well is I see a lot of the black people getting shine from literary shit are black people that went to Yale and stuff like that. And like I said, a different voice.
I understand that, but look at the demographics where they come. They are not from LA. I'm not saying like saying you have to have a Yale degree or nothing. I'm not saying they're not.
I'm
just saying there's no spotlight on.
I'm saying they're not from the
writers.
streets, bro. I'm saying a lot of these cats are not from the streets.
There is, but there is though. There is. It's not a lot. Bro.
Oh my God!
It's not a lot, but there is.
Tell me some street dudes that won a Pulitzer.
Monster Cody.
That won a Pulitzer.
Monster Cody. Oh,
you won a Pulitzer?
Oh no.
That's what I'm screaming.
How many black people run? How many black authors run that though?
Look it up. I could tell you Junot Diaz is a fucking Dominican cat.
No, I didn't say Dominican. Yeah. I said black, African American. No respect, no disrespect to no other. I know it. I'm asking you though.
Well, I don't know.
And
shit.
then there's
How many?
Like I told you, for the New York Times best, there's probably like a handful, probably like 10.
All right.
And then for the New York Times best-selling books, that's the ultimate goal. There's only 88 African Americans, and that's been around for how long?
There was the Pulitzer Prize. You can name
Pulitzer.
10 black Pulitzer people
fact, I
that
can.
that were from the streets
from
and
the
then go
streets?
to college.
No.
That was my
Oh, no.
point. So we're
Oh, no.
agreeing. You
Right,
just don't like the
correct.
way I'm saying shit.
Correct. Yeah, I misunderstood it.
Yeah, man. I'm not out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not out to. I'm just
I
talking with you,
misunderstood
man.
it, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like it's.
You
I
are totally
swear-
right. Not from the streets.
Yeah, man. That's what I was saying. There's a lack of that. So they think a lot of these people that aren't from that world, they think that they're getting this voice because they see a black person, and it's like, no, you're not getting that voice because this guy is from a totally different, not just area, totally different lifestyle.
I agree.
And that's what I was saying. I really
I
feel
totally
like
agree with you, bro.
I feel like that's why we need more of your companies like that to keep pushing, to keep
Right.
pushing, to keep pushing.
Right. I agree with you, bro. But
See, guess what? I've been agreeing with you this whole fucking
no, I
time.
know. I just, it's just you see, we see two different things. So,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
but I just want to share light that pretty much. I keep saying that it's not as many African Americans that's getting light in LA with this little.
No, I agree with you, man. 888-742-3345 and 888-742-3345.
Got Brandon in Charleston, South Carolina.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah, what's good? Peace and blessings. So I'm more of a verbal writer, I like to say, and I had trouble typing. What do you think would be a good process for me to just help me get this down to the pavement? Because I'm already at chapter 1, and I'm working on some metaphysical type stuff. So I'm trying to really see this through. I think get this out to the people. Exegesis.
Can I ask you one question? What do you mean trouble typing?
Yeah.
What do you want to get better at typing into the computer, or you just want to get better at getting it out there and so you can answer it better?
Like just getting it out there. Like my ideas, like I have trouble and they're really typing and things like that.
I got a uncle just like you, bro, that's trying to get his book, and I know how like the old school ain't really tech savvy and all that. Like I say, the best bet is they got an app where you could just talk, like, and it will write it for you. Or the best bet, if people that's not computer savvy or none of that, just pay like your brother, your kids, your niece, your nephew, a couple of hundreds to type it up.
This is it's not just the type, and I feel him because my old man was running through this with that what is it, Microsoft Word that you're using on. My dad was like born in 46, so this dude trying to tackle Microsoft Word. Right. It took him everything. It really took him a lot, but he got through it, and you got to. That's
a good experience though. I know a lot of old people want to have that. Like I did that, bro. Like if you,
he was proud, dog.
Like that, it's a different feeling when you type that. Like I did that. I don't give a fuck if it took me 6 years, 10 years. I did that. So it's like,
and like, yo, bro, I type one finger at a time still to this fucking day. Like I started typing slow, and I still do that shit. I don't know how to do that fucking like secretaries and people that know how to type do. It's just you just got to get it out there.
Right.
And just because other people are doing it a different way and you're doing it slower, as long what they say, slow motion is better than no motion. You just have to keep at it, bro.
Yes, sir.
And you get better as you go, man. So you got a lot of cats out. Look, man. You there?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, I thought he was going to say something. Brandon,
Uh-huh.
well, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you, and I hope that you stay on that. And if your shit's good enough, you're dealing with just West Coast, or you're dealing with a little bit of everybody? Are you a talent man, or are you just a West Coast talent man, Stanley James?
I deal with everybody around the world.
See, tighten your shit up, get your shit good, and send it out.
From Africa, from New York, from Florida, from Texas, from New Orleans. Shout out the team. Shout out the team for real.
That is that fantastic. 888-742-3345.
I've got Z in Atlanta.
Z.
Hey, what's going on, Jude?
What up, though? You got Stanley James here, author, publisher, crushing it.
Indeed. I was just listening to the young man talking about his travels and writing and everything, and I wanted to ask a question as per. I got a couple of things I've been writing, and one of them I've been writing for, I swear, for like 4 years. It's a script, and I can't seem to finish it. Like 5 more pages. And I wanted to ask him, what do we do when you get writer's block?
Everybody, like I said, everybody got different strokes and different for different folks. For me, when I get writer's block, I just go outside. I'll just live like my normal life. Go calls up some friends. Hey, what we doing? Like, we outside? Like, I get my inspiration from the streets and from from the environment. I go outside. That's where I get the inspiration from. So like when I get writer's block, I don't overthink it. I don't try to force nothing. I just continue on my daily life. Play with my kids. Go outside. Go hang with the fellas. Go to the bar.
So what I'm hearing is like sometimes like if you put too much pressure on it, it just makes it even worse.
Right.
So you go out there.
Exactly.
That's for me. Right.
I mean, I think that's
some
for
people
a lot
work
of
out.
shit.
It's just like, just continue daily life. A lot of people like writer's block. Writer's block don't exist. That just means you just stressing and going too hard over it, bro. Like, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go take a nap. Go,
Also, like
Right.
maybe it sounds like you don't know how to tie it up in a bow. You don't know how to end it properly. Is that
I'm
what
trying
it is?
trying to put that last twist on it.
Is there Stanley? Is there a technique you use to finish a fiction book?
Let people, as a writer, you have to be open to criticism. You have to let people read it. So it's like no matter where you're at, just let people read it and let them give you your honest opinion. And then once they give you a criticism and how they feel about it, it should give you motivation and give you inspiration of
Yeah.
But I can't sit up here and just tell you how to end just
It's every person.
Right.
Like I was saying before, I would go like if I was like, man, I don't really know what to say. I would go edit, and then in that edit, it would I'll go back and edit the shit I did. Yeah, and then I'm tightening up, and then I think of a way. Okay, maybe this will work over here.
You got to read it from the beginning till where you at, and then if you don't find the inspiration over there, then you're thinking too hard. Sometimes you might just have to put it to the side, bro. Work on something else until it just comes back and hits you. Like I got like 6 projects going on right now. So it's like, it's just, you have to be mentally, your mental is everything. So if that means take a break, you have to take a break, bro.
Speaking of mental, like a lot of my best ideas are like washing the dishes, taking a shower, shit that you just do all the time and you can kind of zone out. And if you allow that shit to flow in, man, I'll be like, fucking washing my armpit, like, oh shit, I should do this and then that. Why didn't I write about that? It's just like it'll hit you. It'll be with the show too.
I'm the type like in the mornings when I write, like I say, I get up in the morning, take a shower, I put all my chains on, get my tea, and then the crazy thing about it, a lot of people don't know is I listen to classical music when I write.
It's funny. I was just gonna ask you what you listen to.
I listen to classical music when I write. Mozart.
I listen to classical. I listen to classical too. Classical and jazz. I like it. Just depends on the mood I'm in. It's funny. I think these cats find it funny that the shit that's being written to their stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Right. For real, like a lot of people don't be knowing. Like classical plays a big part, bro. It plays a big part.
There's a certain math. There's a math to the classical shit that, for me, it helps me kind of flow in the rhythm. And even if you're not writing about classical shit, you're still kind of channeling that stuff through you, man. Yeah, that's funny. I was just gonna ask you when you was talking about your routine, because I was like, I like to put on music to go.
I don't like to listen to rap when I write.
Well, words fuck you up, man. I start hearing words and now it's getting into my head. Music, I got a melody, a rhythm, and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to write to words. God bless you if you can. Fuck, man. But shit, I need fucking the same, bro. I was writing. I don't know if you ever felt like that too. I'll be writing. I'm like, man, this is the grimiest shit ever to this fucking
listening
beautiful.
To Beethoven. Like, fuck? You just killed 8 people, did 10 drugs, and you listen to Beethoven. What the
fuck? I fucking love it. 888-742-3345.
Got Shelly in Columbus, Ohio.
Hey,
Ohio.
Hey, it's Shelly, and I just wanted to say that I am proud of what you do, and I love books and I love reading, and I wanted to know, once you finish your book, your project, what is the first step to getting it published? What should you do first?
Okay, after you write it, the first step is, if you pretty much want to put a media kit together, so you could just first dish it out to everybody, get people reading, get people talking about it, and that's through the media kit. You want to send to all the top networks, all the top publicists, all the top newspapers, And then like publishing is, it's like that's a whole nother business in its own, because a lot of people could go independent, like go through Amazon, Ingram, or they could go traditionally and go get a literary agent and go pitch their work to the big five, which is like the NBA and the NFL. But a lot of people, it just depends on which route you really want to go to. And then a lot of people want, like, they don't really want to do physical books. They just want to do ebooks or audio books. So it's like, you got to first sit down and figure out your end goal. Like what you really, that's why I tell all my authors before I sign them, what do you really want to accomplish your end goal with writing this book? Because everybody have different end goals for the books. So
and be like, and I'm gonna add on too, because I had to go through some of the processes and I made some pitfalls and shit like that.
And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money if you want to go independent. It's not like, it's not just something you could just, you know.
It's an investment. You got to invest, like shit like that. You don't consider. You only notice it if it's done poorly. You got to make sure your fucking page layout's right.
Writing books is like only 25% of the business. So
straight
that's
up,
the
man.
easiest part, is writing a book.
You can tell it. You can tell a poorly self-published book just because there's all this stuff that you didn't even notice, like the fancy books do, that you're like, oh,
that's
shit.
why everybody will fuck with me, because if you look at my very first book to my last book now, which I'm damn near 13 books in, you can see the growth from the, like, and I told you I didn't have no college degree. I didn't have no real prior experience. I learned everything like through trial and error.
Trial and error. Yeah.
Like that's why a lot of people rock with me.
Understand. Also, you got to understand how much time you got. You know, if you don't got time to be mailing shit out, maybe Amazon's the best way for you.
Right.
Also, but they also have publishing companies.
Right.
Beware of these cats.
Vanity, man.
Yeah, they look out for somebody like you, charge you a lot of money.
Never, and I tell this to people, because a lot of people be really scamming a lot of these people out here out of thousands. I'm talking about 30,000, 50,000, 60,000. Never. You should never ever have to pay someone to publish your book. Never do that. That's a scam. And I go against everybody that does that. Vanity Press is scam artists. A person with a book should never have to pay to get their book published. It's the other way around.
That you know the crazy shit, Stanley, man. My agent brought me to one of those people, and I didn't know it, man. So they sent, one of my books was done through a vanity project, man, the fucking gut. And I didn't have to pay because I didn't, but they still was grimy as hell. And
vanity presses don't care, bro. They just care about the dollar. And then like, it's just the end of spectrum. Like, who does that? Who pays for you when I could do it myself? Why would I pay you $30,000 for a book that you're not going to promote, that you're not going to just Facebook? Social media works. I will never knock it, but it takes more than social media to make a book sell. So
yeah, consider all of those things. If they ask for the money, beware.
If a publisher ever asks for money from the author, run the fuck away fast.
That is not a public. I had to fire that dude. My agent, I was like, bro, you brought like, because that's your agent. He's like, you trust him. He's co-signing you, right? I'm like, wait, hold up, man. Like, once shit started getting weird, I started really looking at. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are charging.
I tell everybody, you got to research. And I tell everybody, you got to research about who you talking to, who you doing business with. That really matters, bro. Like, you just can't walk into any room blindly, not knowing what you talking to, who you talking to, what you're signing, and what you're getting into. You got to get some top-notch lawyers, top-notch bankers. This is a real business, bro, and it costs to play. It costs to play.
And even if you got someone on your team, double check them.
Right.
Sometimes they fuck up.
That's why you got to do your research. You always got to do your due diligence. Everybody has to do their due diligence.
I was lazy as hell. I learned that one time and never again. I was like, wow, boy, I really got fucked. Who's next?
I've got
exactly. You got to take these. You got to eat shit.
I went through the same way, bro. I done ran through damn near thousands.
Right? If you want to eat steak, sometimes you got to eat shit to get there, man. That's just how it be, man. Who's next?
Anna in Roundup, Montana.
Montana.
Here I am. Hey, how do you like to start a story? Do you come up with a character first, a storyline first, or like a message first?
Well, that's a good question.
Message. I always start with a message first. What's the message? And then like, how I start stories is like, I could start a story like I could leave this building, and as soon as I walk out, I could see like a car crash, someone hit, bam. I just start. That's how I start. I walk out. John was crossing the street going to Starbucks, just got hit and ran over by a fire truck.
Damn,
Guy
he just killed
ran
you,
down,
John.
you know, he just ran down looking for it, calling the paramedics, waving in the street. You know, that's how it's just. I go outside, I get my inspiration from outside. So it's like that's how I really just start. Like it could be one thing, and I could just pick it up from there, and then it's going to be a message in that story. Never run across the street without checking both sides, without looking both ways.
Don't be named John because you're a fucking loser and you'll die.
Thanks. All right.
But
Just
it all
kidding,
depends.
John.
Like I said, this book is it's an art. So I can't really sit up here and tell you how to create art. It's all art. It's a feeling. So
I know it sounds corny too. There's also art in that creation. So if you guys are writing, man, like you just gotta love every part of that shit because even the act is the art of it.
And it only takes your book. It only takes one person to change your life. You just got to start it. When I write my book, like I said, I write with my vision with me on the other side. Like if I could really it only takes one person. If you could change one person's life with one book, hey, I did my job.
Let me ask you this, because I had a problem with it. And I'm kind of curious if you did as well. Like I'm really I can't market and write at the same time. I can either write and then just be straight writing, but for me to be able to sell and write at the same time, I can't do it. And if you can, what are some of the ways you can get past that?
Sacrifice, discipline, passion, charisma. Like I said, like I'm never came into the game wanting to be the best writer. I knew I could hustle anything. So for me, I can multitask. So like every day I go outside every day. So like 8 hours I work at a job. 8 hours I'm outside doing book work, interviews, podcasts, selling books, going to different different events, just showing face, networking, bumping, and then that's 8 hours. It's 24 hours in a day. I only need about 4 to 6 hours to write.
I know, but I guess for me, I'm in a different. It takes. And I literally feel my brain turn side, like it's like time to sell, and it goes.
I sell when I write my books. I'm always a seller, so I wake up selling. Like
I can tell you're a fucking seller, bro. I'm talking to you right now. I want to know how.
I'm about to go drop off some books right after I leave here, bro. So it's like I always ride around with my trunk full of books. Like you never know what's like and you gotta eat if that's
I think it's the books aside, man. I think to do good in something is, and what you're showing people is, you just have to keep that hustling ass mentality, man. You got to be hungry all the time, no matter what you choose, whether it's books or bowling, man. Like fucking, you got to hustle, grind.
And
so much work you put into it, bro. It just takes
that certain point or experience in the person's life when you get backed into a corner. Or if you lose that one person, it could either make you or break me. And for me, it turned me into a beast. Like, seriously.
Well, it was a pleasure chatting with you. What's the best way that cats can buy your book where you get the most money?
You could hit me on Facebook, Stanley James, Gang Tales, Instagram. I'm pretty much everywhere. You could just put Gang Tales in Google, bro. And, like, I'm really outside. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere around the world. My website, my personal website, where you could send in your submissions and all that, is Gang Tales. So, yes, sir.
Stanley James, I hope you inspired more people to read, even though everyone's reading, and to write,
and to unite with this bullshit. I done united several hoods together, on the positive side, bro. It's like my whole mission is to bring people that's coming from the streets, give them hope, show them that I'm still here, that if I could go legit and do something positive and give back, then, but for sure, we putting the spotlight on LA for sure. Long Beach is that for sure.
Yeah, man. Honestly, you could really write a whole book just on the LA politics, because with the West Coast politics is so natural to you. Is such a different world to anybody not from there, man. It's
LA is
really fascinating.
LA is
man.
contagious. Like I really want to say our culture, especially here in LA, just the streets culture, it's so contagious around the world that people in China mimic LA street life.
But But that's the thing, they don't understand it.
They
though.
don't understand it though.
Yeah,
That's
because
correct.
like even like what you said, like you was talking
That's
about.
why
you
I'm
had-
here to give
Yeah.
them a different side of the coin of what they see. Everybody think Bloods and Crips is the people you see smoking sherm, smoking crack, going robbing, running into these buildings. No, the people I run with, Bloods and Crips, true OGs. These people got deeds. These people got real estate. These people got charities. These people got self-independent companies. And these are Crips and Bloods. I'm not saying that they out here being active, terrorizing destruction, but this is the culture that been here since the 50s.
Well,
So-
the other thing too, like what I'm even touching about is the nuance of it. You had beef. You know you got flack from signing another Crip. I don't think a lot of these people in China understand that. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
like it's not just
Right.
the Crip shit. It's like block for block
Right,
or
right.
neighborhood,
Right.
and that's what's so like
See, but for me,
foreign to
and
a lot of people.
for me, when you a real one, and it's just not me, because it's a lot of niggas just like me in LA.
Yeah,
It's just I got the voice. When you a real one, you can move like you can stand on business if you a real one. You feel me? And like I said, I'm not here to denounce no hood. I'm not here to tell anyone
No.
to denounce the hood or to like let go of where they represent come from. It's just there's two sides of the coin. And
Truly.
and once they see me, they see the other side. You feel me? Because
Yeah, definitely.
like I said, I come from both sides of the coin. So
Well, shit, man. I wish you the best of luck. Keep grinding and keep helping people out, inspiring them and putting them on, and everybody can get some dough, man.
that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Go get it. No one's gonna save you. Go fucking get it.
Hey, Gang Tell's here for the next 100 years, man. That's the motto. That's the mission for the next century, bro. We running this shit up like Cash Money, Birdman, Master P, Two Shirt, man. Straight
There it is.
independent though.
Your cousin's here. Want to play a song? Tell me
Fly
his name
hitter,
again.
man.
Fly Hitters here.
Y'all representing, bro.
We about to play Fly Hitters song. What's the name of this? We'll turn on the mic for Fly Hitter real quick. Fly Hitter. What's the name of your song, sir?
Mr. 90262, man, the city I'm from, Linwood, California.
All right, man. Let's go. Fly Hitter.
All right, cool. We're good.
Can I talk to him? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, Stanley, thank you, bro.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you and John for real, bro. Like, just for the opportunity, man.
Man, dog, when I saw that, I was like, man, let me reach out and fucking get at this cat, man. So I'm so happy you came up here, man. I'm gonna have John and them give you some of the books I wrote too. Just
Oh, yes, sir, man. I need
yeah.
your you got me on Instagram too?
I'll just give you my phone number, man.
Oh, that's better
Yeah,
too.
I'm old, dog. I don't even be on the. You can even call. Like I even pick up phones, man. I don't even get
yes, sir,
offended.
man.
Yeah. I see you don't got a pen. John will give it to you,
It's a
or I
pen
can
right
tell
here.
it to you over. Oh, 213.
Oh, bro. You talking about a pen?
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm fucking old, bro. I'm not bullshitting.
Hey,
two-
Stanley, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom, man.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
It's 213
Yes, sir.
841-3109.
That's me calling right now.
Bet. Yeah, when you're telling me all these stories, all right, I got you. I'm ending it. Boom. Yeah, when you're telling those stories about like going around to all the shits and trying to get your stuff going, I was
way, bro.
right
like,
there with you, man.
I used to hustle on Skid Row, bro. Like a lot of people don't know. Like, I started hustling at 12, bro. Like my life was like Boys in the Hood
Yeah.
and like what was the Bronx Tale. So I had both tale with the mafia and with the street life, but I started hustling on Skid Row at 12, like pushing cocaine. So like it shit taught me everything, bro. And a lot of people don't understand like the shit that you had to go through just to eat, bro, just to feed your families, fool. And then once I transitioned with books, like I made enough money, like I made enough money. So once I got out of jail, like man, I got to put this money in. I just watched how all my big homies was doing, putting it into music labels, putting it into real estate. So let me just try something, bro. And if,
I'm really happy about the to hear that, man. Because whether me and you are like debating back and forth, I've been in these definitely. But I've been in these fucking bookstores and I see the black authors that they're highlighting, and it's not you, dog.
Right.
It's just not. It's like
Right.
cornballs, and I'm
I
like,
totally agree.
this is not it, man. Like, it fucking pisses me off because people think that, like, a better way to understand another person is to hear try to take a walk in their shoes through words, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And So that I'm super happy about that, and I hope you enjoy the books. I can't write fiction, man. I cannot write fiction, so all my shit is short stories that go or short essays that go together. Hats off to you, bro.
See, like when I say loosely based, like the reason why I know I could write because my first book is loosely based on my life.
Right.
So, and then when you read the second book, True to the Streets, then that's when I really went creative. Like, let me tell a story. But if you like a lot of people that really grew up and know me, like when you read a story, like, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, just different names.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there.
Fuck me. Well, and like here's the other thing, dog. Like writing fiction, there's just more opportunity, because
I'm trying to tell you, I got my first major big licensing deals that's gonna be converted into a movie for True to the Streets. So like a lot of people don't understand, man. You could do business. Your books, it only takes one book to really change your life for real. I know a person that wrote one book and made damn near $1 million off one book. I know a person that wrote 100 books and only made about 10,000 off. But it's like, so
look, man, even what you said, like selling 50,000, the average book sells 5,000 copies, maybe?
Right. Between five to 8, like 75, 75.
Yeah. And I don't even know what that is anymore because I don't know whether people
and
read
then
more
it's
or
hard,
less.
and then it's even harder. Like it's even like harder now because they got the ebooks, the audiobooks, and all that. They didn't have all that when it was just books. So it's like,
and you're just competing with everything. Like there's just more shit to take up your time and all that. Is back in the day, man, you could write a bestseller in the fucking 40s. All they had was radio. They ain't had shit else to do.
Right.
Just listen to the radio. So the books really jumped.
And what really helps me, like I said, bro, like Terry Roden, like he was moving like no limit. Like we really from the top of California all the way down, like everything that involved books, we there. We that's how I really established my brand, my name. Like I'm really outside.
Straight up. What you were telling some of the authors you like. I think you would dig Elmore Leonard. He's one of my favorites. He did he started off writing westerns and then went over to Pulp Fiction. He did like Jackie Brown. He just Get Shorty, all of that shit. He's my guy. He's really good with dialogue.
He's dope as fuck.
And then Larry McMurtry is one of my favorite writers who I love his character work, and he does westerns, man.
Right.
He's a beast, bro. Like if you ever get a chance to check those guys out.
You can always text me just check these people out. That's how a lot of my mentors do. Like they just send me names or like just check this out, man. Research, bro. Like I want into I'll send something to you, just what you can do with it.
That's what's up. I'm actually you listen off all these black authors. I'm fucking I just happened to be listening to an audio book of like one of the OGs, and that's Alexander Dumas.
That's legendary.
Man, I hated those movies. They're corny to me, man. Like
so?
I don't like that fucking lacy shit. Just bums me out. But I'm right now fucking what is it? The fucking what's the one I'm listening to about the Duke of Morocco? What's it? I can't remember it now. Oh, it's the fucking Count of Monte Cristo. That bitch is hard as hell, bro. I'm like, I just threw it on as a Count of Monte Cristo. This dude is like all these cats threw him under the bus and got my man locked up for years, and now he's out stunting with a bunch of money, plotting revenge. And it just jumps off good. Like this guy I never read his shit, and like I was like, man, this motherfucker can tell the fuck out of a story, man. I was all the way into it.
I tell people like one of the books that made me like really sit down, like if Cud could do it from the streets, talking about like LA stories, I could do it too. I'd encourage you to check out Terrell Loco.
It's called Loco?
Nah, that's his name.
That's his
Loco.
name?
The name of the book is NHB, Home of the Body Bags.
Okay.
It's about a blood named Terrell Loco. He's from 20 Bloods, and he just gave. It's like if you read Monster Cody book, it's like 10 times worse than that to me. And it's
that's crazy.
And it's like it's a lot of LA stories out here, bro. It's just everybody that you hear is either from LA is either in the pen or dead. So you don't see no authors out here in LA on the streets actually moving and juving like me.
That's kind of why. Like, but I even feel like you say it's a LA thing, but it's just compared to even like I read street dude shit from the 60s and 70s, and they're just they're eloquent, man. Like their writing is so tight. I'm like, God damn, These are street cats.
And I feel like, and the reason why I say that, because like these niggas is mentors of mine who grew up with them. The reason why the 60s and 70s and like 50s is so eloquent and so like they know they're on their shit is because I want to say like men was held to a certain standard back then. If you get what I'm saying, men,
yes.
like even though you from the streets, you still have to go to school. You still have to learn karate. You still have to learn. You still have to learn vegetables. You still have to learn how to, farm. Like these, because I grew up in the Black Panther Party too. That's why I have both sides of the coin. Like my family is Dorian Hillard. If you know who Dorian Hillard is, he's the son of David Hillard, right hand man to Huey P. Newton.
All right,
so it's like that's why if you understand, you coming how I'm coming from, like you can see, like men was held on another level.
Yeah, no, it's I think across the board, all men were, but like
all men, not just black. I'm talking about all men.
Yeah, but like I think it really like in impoverished areas when you're held to that level, it doesn't hit as bad. Because I'm like, yo, man, this dude is from the slums and writing better than a motherfucker that went to college.
Because he got more to lose.
Straight up. And look, like I think because he read more books too, man. Like these cats are reading more books. They're just better read. Man, they
don't got no relax time. They trying to get up out this motherfucker. We trying to, certain people on that level get relaxed and content. So it's like, you're not working hard as a person that only get 1 meal a day, and you talking to a person that gets meal 4 times a day. Oh, the person with 1 meal is kind of hungry, so we're gonna work a little harder than the person, So
I was just talking to my homeboy about that. Like he's ex gangbanger from San Francisco, but now he's doing fucking finance, and he's got these 2 sons, and he wants them to be hungry. He don't want them to be bitches, but he's just trying to figure out the best way to like kind of put some stress on them and like tighten them screws. Because I don't know about you, but when you got more to risk, when you might lose everything on this bet, you're gonna be more diligent. You're gonna push harder and shit like that. So it's hard for somebody that knows that their dad will bail them out to feel that risk, man.
Right, you are absolutely right.
What do you think? What are you gonna do for your kid to do that? I'll tell him just to give him another idea.
I treat him now like the same way. Like he be wanting, like he got all the video games and all that. Like, bro, you get from me birthday, Christmas, like, and then just if I'm feeling good. But you want that new game that came out yesterday? How much money did you save from your chores? So you gotta do a couple more weeks of chores before you I'm not just about to buy that shit. No, you gotta save your money.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was telling them too. I was like, look, man, if you give them some stress, controlled stress. And
I had chores. See, I grew up with chores. At 6, 7 years old, I'm out there mowing and raking the lawn, and flowers, pulling up the weeds, going to my neighbor's house because she's an old lady, so I'm taking out her trash. This is how I came up. So I instill the same principles of how I came up. I still got the old school principles because my dad,
Yeah, I'm honestly, my old man was the same way. He was a maniac for a lot of shit, but like, God bless him for fucking like making me do shit I don't want to do.
That's where I got the independence from. My dad owns it. He was like the first black man in Canada to own a gas station, and he's like he always been self-employed. He do mobile diesels, fixing the big rigs.
Yeah,
so like that's where my entrepreneurship coming from. Like seeing him never had to work for someone. He built a team around him to so.
It's wild, man. You should see Detroit, right? Because it's all factory, right? So it's almost like half the city is just trained to be worker bees. So when them fucking jobs went, people were stuck. But all the Arab cats and shit, because they're coming from a place where it's like eat what you kill. Man, they flourished in a black way. Everybody, if one of them jobs went, a gang of cats they were done.
Yes, sir.
Because they didn't know how to go do it. They just union shit. Show up, clock in, get my money. Yeah. Well, shit, man. It was really good chopping it up with you, man. And I don't want to hold you
till
up
next
like
round.
that.
Till next round, man.
Well.
Till next round.
Where's your cuz at? I didn't get to speak to him, man.
You got to tap in. I'm trying to tell everybody now because a lot of people be sleeping on me because I'm not glorifying the gang violence or the ignorant shit out here in LA. But this nigga right here is prominent, bro. He's already in certain films. I'm trying to tell you. So I'm letting y'all know now. Though, when y'all see him in the next couple months on the, just say I brought him first.
Hey, well, and Yo, Fly, just remember we're nice to you, so don't go big time us and shit once you blow up, all right?
Pull up.
All right. My man, appreciate you, bro.
All the time.
All right, cool. Hey, can I get a quick out from you, and then I'll walk him out. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second.
Can you,
John, I know we got to get a picture together.
I hear
as
you.
well.
No, absolutely. Come on. Give me a break.
Can you give them all the books and everything?
Yeah, I've got 3 here. Well, I got,
All right, there you
I
go,
think
boom.
I've got 2 of. I got.
What do you just give them? Whatever you give them.
I've got Hummingbird and
Clips out,
Finn.
nigga. What are you talking about?
Hyena. All right, bet. Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
There should be a few hyenas.
Do we leave hyena around?
Yeah, there's a few still in like underneath the bench or chair, or whatever.
Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, I'll order some more too for y'all.
All right, hang on a second. Let me roll over here. Blah blah blah. Hang on, let me make sure we're
Life,
cool.
my body's like
On the air. We are good on the air. All right, hang on. All right. Well, here. There we go.
All right, that was the show. I want to thank Stanley Clark II for coming in, inspiring some cats, telling you how to go get it, write, be creative, and even if it's not about books, man, it's about getting up, getting your shit, fucking holding yourself accountable, and working for what you want. And it's all trade-off, dog. It's all fucking trade-off. If you want something bad enough, you might have to put down that television show later on or not hang out with your homeboys that night. And that was a nice reminder. It was a really nice reminder to hear from him. Stanley Clark II, you can find him everywhere. Facebook, Amazon, everywhere. Also, thanks. His cousin, Fly Hitter, came by. We played his joint. If you like it, go check it out. Google Fly Hitter. Hopefully you can find them. What else? Thanks to @Kylo Keen and @John Z Matthews. My name is Jude. This is all our show, and just like that, we gone.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care, y'all.
All right. Peace
Bye.
in your hood.
Later.
All right.